The ends of these are always so long. I don't know why. Ain't nothing more witchy than a little bit of incest oh! There's nothing witchy about incest, okay? On that note, hi, I'm Olivia and I am the Witch of Wonderlust. Grab a drink because today we are talking about sigils. I have notes because I'm prepared. So to start off, what are sigils? In condensed form, a sigil is a symbol that has a specific meaning or intent or magical power behind it. Sigils are in everyday life. It's literally just a symbol that is used to invoke a certain feeling, invoke a certain energy. And I mean, you see sigils that have power behind them everywhere. I mean, look at any symbols of authority or the symbol on with the two snakes for the health sign on hospitals. Sigils in magic are used across the board, and you can get so creative with these things. Much like the rest of witchcraft, but again, sigils are something that, I mean, they're just so easy, so useful, and I plaster them everywhere, especially when I was practicing in secret. Whether you are a seasoned witch or a new witch or practitioner, whatever you call yourself, sigils are going to be a base thing for you. I mean, maybe not, but there's just no way getting around it because the pentagram, the pentacle, all of the earth signs, triple moon goddess, the sign of the moon, the sign of the sun, you are going to see all of these things, and whether you like it or not, they're going to be around you all the time when you're practicing. Sigils are everywhere. They are just symbols, pictures, things like that with power. Making a sigil, first you need to know what you're going to make the sigil for. Just keep it very short. Something sweet, something simple, something straight to the point. Don't have something that's kind of like flowy and like not really sure exactly what you want. The whole point of practicing any kind of energy work or magic is that you know exactly what you want. You have a very clear intention on what you're going for. So when you're coming up with this intent, like everything else, like any other spells that you're doing with words, remember that words have power. Words have meaning. They vibrate all different kinds of frequencies and different energies. So when you're making a sigil, try to stay away from counteractive words. So for example, if you're doing success, you have do not and you have fail. If your intent is positive, stay away from negative accusations like that. Instead of saying I do not fail, say I am successful. Along that, do not use phrases like I want, or I need, or I hope. Using these phrases, I want, I need, and I hope, all of these phrases, keep them out of your spell work. Just keep them out completely of your spell work because these contradict your spell work immediately as you say them, as you put them into your intent, because I want, I need, I hope, all of these things are indicating that you do not have, you have a lack of. And that's the biggest part of intent, I think, in general, not even just with sigils, that people have an issue with, because a lot of the time you're trying to change a situation or something, but you guys need to understand that you are never in lack of anything. You need to understand that because you're throwing out to the universe that I have this lack of, and if you're putting that into your intent, even not knowingly, you are attracting that lack of again. So do not put I want, I need, or I hope. Keep those out of all of your spell work, of all of your sigils, of all of your intent, okay? Now let's say my spells manifest. I use this sigil on my altar all the time as a tile. I set my candles on it. I'm sure you've seen this on a few of my other videos, but I use this sigil that I made and it's my spells manifest. Let's move into some examples on how to actually create this once you have your fixed intent. So grab a blank piece of paper, a pen, and let's get to it. Okay, so now that you have a paper, a pen, there's a lot of different ways to make sigils. These examples that I'm giving you are not the only ways. If you find a different way that makes more sense for you. So let's use an example. I am prosperous. Okay, so the first way to do this, you write it out, okay? Oh, God. There we go, that's an R, not an S. Or, there we go. Yeah, so I am prosperous. So the way I kind of learned how to do it was that you take all of the vowels out. So I would be out, A would be out, O, E, O, U. So you're left with an M, a P, an R, S, P, R, S. So you are left with that. And again, there's not really any reason I feel that this is how to do it, but this is just kind of one of the ways that I learned how to do it. Get rid of all of your vowels and take out the remaining letters, and then you can use these letters to put it into a symbol that you like, that makes you think and feel the vibe of what this says. So, you know, I am prosperous, you probably wouldn't have something that's like, I don't, this is a really difficult, see, I'm overthinking it. That's one thing, is just don't overthink this. But I mean, you probably wouldn't have something like this. To me looks like you're getting rid of something, you're losing something. So obviously I am prosperous, you're not getting rid of something, so you wouldn't want something like that. And again, don't overthink it. I mean, like, just use the letters that you like. Do the S here. I don't know. So I mean, like, maybe that's my sigil, or maybe I like something, maybe this one's maybe a little too aggressive for me because of all the sharp points. So maybe that'd be something that I would use for a different sigil. But I mean, you understand the concept of just kind of using whatever. Oh, see, look, I like this one already. This one's kind of cute. And so maybe this is my sigil. There we go. You know, I am prosperous. I don't know, that kind of looks like eyes. I don't like that part. But if it's just these, kind of make that work. There. So this is my I am prosperous sigil. So you can see that I just kind of scribbled around and figured it out and whatever. Just don't overthink it. You'll eventually come to something. Just because I like this, because it looks like it's manifesting something, you know, it's growing something. This is emitting something. So this to me looks a lot more prosperous than this one with the downward arrows, or this one with the very sharp edges. I mean, this one has sharp edges too, but maybe you know, maybe I can make it a little more squiggly or something. I don't know, but it's all subjective. It's basically, if you're an artist, you're gonna really like this. If you're not, just don't overthink it. It gets a lot harder when you overthink it and you feel like you're putting together puzzle pieces, because really there's nothing that you're going for other than something that you like. There's not really a goal here other than to create a symbol that you feel fits the energy and the vibe of your original intent. So this is a second way. This is a much flowy, intuitive way to do it. So let's do I eat healthy, okay? I eat healthy. If I can spell, that'd be great. There we go. All right, I eat healthy. So then, I mean, what kind of shapes do you feel that I eat healthy? Probably not angry looking, or to me. But I mean, I eat healthy seems to be something that's more of like a positive, oh yeah, I eat healthy. I mean, you might think like leafy greens, or, you know, I mean, it might turn into a flower at first, or maybe it's just like a little salad bowl and you put stuff in it. Maybe it's a smoothie thing that you're chilling with, and then you can just pick, I mean, just scribble. You can literally just scribble, and then you're like, oh, I like these scribbles and these, so maybe I'll just take that, and I also like this part. Oh, let's add 3. I don't know what that is, but if that is what makes you feel like that you eat healthy, that's like a weird looking Pokemon sketch, but if that's what makes you feel like you eat healthy, then that is what makes you feel like you eat healthy. So this is just 2 ways to do it, and you can even do your name, you know? It's completely up to you. I mean, these are just really quick doodles of how I make mine, you will, I mean, you'll start to see that you'll come up with kind of like a style of how you like to do yours. I actually have, so this little book started out as a sketchbook, and then it turned into keeping track of my readings, and then it went into keeping track of all these sigils that I found or ones that I was making up, ones that I was creating. And now I keep it on my altar because, you know, if I ever need one to quickly use or anything, I just need to grab a sigil really quick because it's quick magic, it's easy magic. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, is to have like a tiny little book for that. And like I said, I have my sigil on my altar here, just on like a kitchen tile that I painted on, and I put like any kind of spell work or candles or whatever on this. So, you know, it takes a few tries to figure out kind of exactly how to make your sigils or whatever, but you'll eventually figure it out. So don't stress out about it. Just don't think about it too much. You know, just try doodling sometimes. Even if you're just scribbling and you don't really have an intent, if you look at that sigil and you're like, oh, that kind of reminds me. So I have, you know, if you look at the sigil and you're like, because this one originally I didn't have any intent to. I was actually just scribbling with a friend while we were doing readings, and this one came up. And I was just like, this, I don't know what this makes me feel good. It makes me feel like something's growing, something, you know, community, whatever. And I turned it into the sigil for Love Grows Here. And again, it was just a bunch of scribbles, y'all. Like, it didn't start off like this super pretty, pristine thing. I was literally just scribbling around, and I saw that particular scribble and was like, sigils. So how are you going to use this sigil that you've created now? Using a sigil, first you need to charge it. So charging it was one of the things that confused me for a while. Really can charge this on just kind of giving it life. So blowing on it, anointing it with some oil that matches your intention. You can even spit on it. To activate it, you can burn it. So, you know, writing it on a piece of paper, writing it on a bay leaf, and burning it and using the ashes in your spell. That's a really good way to add that intention into your spell. So to use your sigils in your spells, like I said, you can burn them and use the ashes. You can burn them on bay leaves and just sprinkle the ashes or let it go, put that in your spell. Also, you can use your sigils and carve them into candles. You can draw them on your skin, in your notebooks for classes or for work. You can do them on the bottom of your shoes, and that's been something that people have done for a very long time. Use them in your kitchen witchery. Draw them using your honey in the bottom of your cup, or maybe do it in the icing of your cake before you spread it. There's just so many ways to do this. Literally anywhere that you can draw or create some kind of shape with something, you can put a sigil in it and put your intention into whatever that activity is. So that is kind of the rundown for sigils. I really hope that you learned something that was somewhat helpful at least. And next Monday, I'm hoping to do a video on practicing in secret. Okay. I'm hoping to do a video on practicing in secret because I did that for years, and I have a few tips and tricks that might help you guys. And I know that a lot of you do practice in secret, so hopefully I can help you guys out next week. But this one also, this is going to be something that is very, very helpful for you guys that practice in secret. They don't have to be painted in blood on your wall. You know, they can be pieces of paper slipped in your shoes, pieces of paper that you have slipped in the back of your phone case. I actually did that for a friend for communication, and it helped her pretty well. I actually use mine in some of my books for work when I take them because I'm a waitress. You know, you charge them, you keep them with you, and you kind of just forget about them. That's the weird thing about sigils, is you don't need to consciously be like, oh yeah, that's there. You know, you can just throw these sigils in or on something and then just kind of forget about them, and then every time you see it, that intention comes back up into your mind. And that's why I think you really need to connect your sigils to a feeling instead of a phrase, really. But anyway, again, that's all for you guys for today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that I helped you a little bit, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep doing witchy videos every single week, but I know that I will continue to do witchy videos because I like that. I know that I'm helping you guys out with them. I hope that this is everything that you had questions on. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to contact me through my Instagram, boop, over here or in the comments below. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Happy Monday, and be kind to each other. Best of luck, and I'll see you next week. Bye.